Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
One away.
That'll bring up Montgomery.
This one hit hard into right field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Colson Montgomery racing around the bases as Murakami's waved in. The throw to the plate, not there. It is safe. And the White Sox take a 1-0 lead here in the fourth.
Up the middle, and Junior is right there. Wow! Vinny picks it on the right side.
You just won't see a better play than the one that Bobby Witt Jr. just demonstrated us tonight.
On fly ball to right field. Benintendi goes back to the bag at third to tag. Thomas, his throw coming into second, and a sac fly RBI for Acuna. That makes it 2-0 Sox here in the seventh.
And it's been a while since the Royals have had a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Well, I'll say 0 for the last 23, 0 for 6 tonight.
2 on, 2 out for Vinny.
Hard hit on the ground, smothered, knocked down. Drop stays with it to get out of the seventh inning. And the 14-game losing streak here in Kansas City comes to an end as the Sox pull off a 2-0 win.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into another episode of Sports Day. My name is Grant Daughtry. I'm the host of this show. And as always, the show is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities, supporting student, community, and employee needs. Landon Winkler is in as well. He is running the video feed and the cameras. Going to start off the show a little bit differently. Debated whether or not to have the show today. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here, but it felt a little weird given the things that have happened lately in our community. But we're going to go ahead and go through with it because maybe there's someone out there who just needs to hear this show today and get away from everything for an hour and think about something else. So I'm going to have the show as I intended earlier in this week, and maybe it helps somebody out, maybe it distracts somebody for an hour, and for that I will say I'm going to go ahead and give out this number. The Center for Counseling and Consultation, they are getting a lot of work right now here in Great Bend. They are out at, I believe, at Great Bend Middle School today. 24/7 crisis support. Number to call, 620-792-2544. One more time, 620-792-2544. That's the Center for Counseling and Consultation here in Great Bend. They, like I said, 24/7 crisis support. They have help if you need it. And there's a lot of people who may need it today and in the next couple of weeks, because this is not something you see an awful lot, and it's a very serious time, and obviously not how I wanted to start today's show, but just so everybody is aware that that number is available, and please reach out if you need to. So with that being said, let's get back into sports and have hopefully a fun show today. I think it'll be fun, and I hope everybody else thinks so as well. Sounds the past 24 hours, the Royals have now lost 6 of their last 8 games. They have dropped a game at home to the White Sox for the first time in a couple of years. This is not a great White Sox team that's suddenly turning things around, but 2-0, the White Sox come in and win. And you don't want to take anything away from the White Sox. I think their starting pitcher, Anthony Kay, good start for him, 5 2/3 innings. His first win in the major league since 2021. He spent the last 2 years pitching in Japan because he just hasn't been good enough. He looked great last night. The Royals are, you heard it there in the Sounds past 24 hours, the Royals are 0 of their last 23 with runners in scoring position, 0 for, I think, 7 or 8 in this game last night. The offense has been poor. The output has been kind of brutal from the Royals hitters, and we touched on it yesterday. I'm not going to give the scores again, but just kind of a wild stretch here for a team with a decent batting order. This is by no means a weak team, Kansas City. So as far as hitters at the plate, so I'm kind of shocked that it's as bad as it is for the sustaining that it is. I don't know. I've seen some people kind of calling out the hitting coach, which is when you know things are going well for a Major League Baseball team is when they start talking about firing coaches. And Matt Quatraro, pardon me. I've seen his name pitched out a couple of times as a potential one on the chopping block, but he did just sign an extension. So who knows? Also, want to give an update. The Royals, I believe, are now under 500. I believe they're 6-7 this year. So something to keep an eye on. Do the Royals bats ever wake up? Also, we got underway in the opening round of the Masters yesterday afternoon. Leaders right now, Sam Burns, who is currently even today through 4 holes. He is tied for first with Rory McIlroy, last year's champion. McIlroy ended the day yesterday at 5 under, which is tied for the lead, like I said. Sam Burns currently still 5 under through the 4th hole. Third place at -4, you've got Justin Rose, pardon me. Justin Rose, who's been the runner-up several times, including last year. He's at 4 under. Wyndham Clark is also at 4 under. Then a couple of your usual suspects. Brooks Koepka is at 2 under. All these guys. Scotty Scheffler. Scotty is a little bit interesting. He's not having a great day. He's even. He finished at 2 under yesterday. He's even through 10 so far. So still have a long way to go. McIlroy has yet to tee off as the winner of last year's tournament. So this will be the only Masters update you get. We'll be talking about the winner on Monday with Garrett Fitzpatrick. So be on the lookout for that. But certainly the one time of year where you'll hear me talk about golf, I do pay attention to the Masters. Partly because I'm from Georgia, partly because I do believe it is the only golf tournament that has any interest for me just because of how big the stakes are. I mean, even the other majors don't really do it for me. The Ryder Cup doesn't do it for me. But there's something special about the Masters, and maybe it's the fact that I grew up 2.5 hours from Augusta. So that's your Masters update. So right now, again, Rory McIlroy yet to tee off, but he is tied for the lead after going 5 under yesterday. Would be really cool to see him repeat. That'd be fun. I'm also rooting for Justin Rose in this. And as always, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about golf. Scotty Scheffler's a guy you can never count out. And he's probably the best in the world right now, you would have to think. So those are how we are going to open the show today. One moment. Today's show is presented in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. Lastly, in part by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the very best in the country. We're going to hit our first break. On the other side, Michael Stedinger, head coach of Great Bend Baseball, will join us. Not a perfect start for Great Bend Baseball, but they're still having a pretty good year. They've got some young pieces they're very excited about, and Coach Stedt will tell you all about them on the other side of this break. You're listening to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Cini Doors, this is Cindy.
Do you have any residential doors?
Yes, we do. We just got a full shipment of standard residential doors in.
Papa said we have a load.
Hadley, you can't say that.
Papa does.
Boy, am I in trouble now.
I'll take care of both of you later.
We know how hard residential doors are to find right now, so hurry while supplies last.
Way to change the subject, Dad. You're not off the hook yet.
Hey, announcer, help me out of this.
C&E Doors, Great Bend, and Hayes.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Get active with Rec Sports. Youth and adult baseball and softball leagues are now forming. Don't miss out on the summer baseball and softball leagues for all ages and abilities. Sign up today. Online registration is available at greatbendrec.com. Deadline April 12th.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the Rec.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
The Royals and White Sox square off in Game 2.
Jensen rips it high in the air, deep to right field. Capus looks up, it's into the seats, a home run. Carter Jensen's gone deep, his team-leading third home run of the year.
It's the Royals and White Sox at the K. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Royals baseball is brought to you by Advanced Truck and Diesel, Next Tech, Sunflower Diversified Services, Mayo Money Management, Crown Toyota, All Weather Roofing, and Gleason Landscaping. Welcome back to the Sports Day. Brad Daughtry here with you, now joined by Michael Stediger, baseball coach. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Coach, let's talk about what all's happened since the last time we spoke. A split doubleheader with Pratt. Tell us about that one, because I was following these games pretty close, back and forth games here.
And they were. Honestly, I think dropping the first game to Pratt was a little bit deflating for us, just in the sense that, don't get me wrong, Pratt has a good team this year. They threw a lefty against us on the mound that actually was pretty darn impressive. He pitched his butt off against us and stuff, but we hurt ourselves with some uncharacteristic errors. And that's really what allowed them. At one point, I think they were up by 9 on us, and we made a good comeback and, end up losing 9-7. But errors is really what got us in trouble. And then, as I was just telling you a minute ago, we're having a little bit of trouble stringing hits together right now, and then just having good productive at-bats when we've got runners on base. We're leaving a lot of guys on.
It's got to be encouraging, though, you've talked about fight. You've talked about trying to battle a little bit. To be down 9-0 in a sport where you play as many games as you do in the sport of baseball, to be able to not fold and say, okay, we've got another game, we'll get them in the next one, to make that comeback, to attempt that comeback, and to be as close as you guys were, it's pretty impressive stuff.
It definitely is. And there was a point in the game, I don't remember exactly which inning it was, but I know that it was right around the time that we were down 9, or maybe we had scored 1. And I told the guys, you got 2 choices right now. You can lay down and look forward to the next game and say this one's over, or we can play the type of ball that we're used to playing, and we can make a comeback on this. And, that's a testament to them and their no-quit attitude. As far as them being able to make a comeback. And one thing I will throw in there, we actually had another freshman come in and pitch for us that was a little bit uncharacteristic, and people weren't expecting, but Kellen Chancellor came in and threw an inning for us, and Kellen don't throw very hard. But it was one of those innings that defensively we kept everybody off balance. We throw up a 0, and then we're able on the offensive side to come out and get a couple runs. And honestly, had we made a full comeback on that, I would say that would have been the turning point in the game right there.
Well, it may have been the turning point in just the day for you guys, because even though you don't complete the comeback in game 1, you keep up the momentum, you hang 8 runs in game 2, and get a pretty good performance pitching as well.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing, we've been pretty happy with our pitching performances so far. I would say every game that we've been in, we've pitched well enough to win. It hasn't been stellar pitching in every single game, but we've pitched well enough to win. And, that really was a turning point in the day, now that you put it like that. And we played a lot better in game 2, and we're able to produce offensively.
It feels like your team is still trying, like you said, just trying to fit everything together and get the momentum rolling. You're able to take momentum from game 1 into game 2 a couple of times. It's hard to get it rolling into several consecutive days. And I think part of that is having a team as young as yours.
It is. And like one of the things that we've been talking to the guys lately about is we have to realize what's our identity. And I think you can have a team identity, but also they have to know there's an identity to each facet of the game. So we talked about, offensively, what's our identity? Are we home run hitters? Well, we're not. But right now, we've got some guys that are trying to hit home runs. On the mound, are we a strikeout team or are we a pitch-to-contact team? When we're running the bases, are we a big-time base-stealing team or are we a station-to-station team? And that's one of the things with our youth and inexperience that we're trying to, as a team, establish what is our identity on those. And I think as we get farther in the season and guys buy into the style of ball that we're wanting to play and realizing where our strengths are, I think you're going to see more of that come.
Where do you think your strengths are?
Obviously, right now on the mound, we're not a super deep class or super deep team, I should say, on the mound. But I do think pitching has been a strength of ours, and defense should be a strength of ours. We've made some uncharacteristic errors, but I think overall in the season, you're going to see that. The other thing is, once we've got a couple guys that are fighting through some slumps right now. And again, I would consider this to be early in the season. We've played a quarter of our games. We talked about batting is always the thing that comes around last. Mm-hmm. It seems like pitching's always ahead of the hitting. And I do think that our strength is going to be offensively and being able to manufacture runs playing small ball. Right now we're struggling with, just keeping guys on base. And one thing we've done, we've run ourselves into some outs. And I've told you that I want to be aggressive offensively. We've got to know the difference also about being aggressive and then making stupid mistakes on the bases.
It's an easy line to cross, right? Because you get the idea in your head of, okay, second base, how fast does this catcher throw? Is this the count where pitcher's going to throw something off speed and I might have a little bit more time? To be aggressive as a base runner, you take some risks, and sometimes those risks don't always work out.
For sure, and that's one thing that's cost us a little bit. Last week against Hayes, we had a couple base running mistakes early in the game that cost us some runs there, and it's one of those deals too. Like I'm taking full responsibility for that. If I'm going to tell my team that we're going to be aggressive, I've got to be willing to deal with those mistakes. But I think as the season progresses, part of that identity, base running wise, if we're going to be aggressive, is learning how aggressive can we be, and each individual on our team also knowing what is their strength on the bases, how fast are they really, how many extra bases can they take, and I think that's one of those things that just comes with experience.
Getting out of hitting slumps, especially when it's I don't want to say the entire team at the same time, but when it's multiple guys at a time, is such a hard thing to do. One, because hitting is so difficult. I do think that is of the things that athletes are regularly asked to do, I think it's the hardest thing in sports is to be a batter. Just because, for anybody who's never tried to hit a baseball, go out there and try to hit a baseball. Go and try and get a hit in slow pitch softball. And then imagine the ball is smaller and it's coming at you faster. It is such a difficult thing to do with baseball, is just try and get hits. What are some of the ways, and there are a million different ways to do it, but what are some of the things that the team is trying to do to get out of those slumps?
Well, right now, we spent a lot of time yesterday working on breaking balls. That's one thing that's been giving us some fits. And I told the guys, this sounds completely cliche, but it's the truth, and it's tried and proven and has been for 100 years. But I said, if you watch any Major League Baseball player or any big-time college baseball player and they're in a slump, you're going to hear every announcer who's ever been a player say they need to get back to their oppo approach and trying to drive the ball the other way. Or your other thing is you start playing some small ball and laying down bunts. And so that's one of the things that, we're talking to our guys about. Yeah, it's a cliche, but it works. And so that's one of the things that we're talking about, and we're really, really pushing that approach on them in our batting practice.
One time my uncle told me that in high school baseball, trying to get out of a slump, he started using a heavier bat.
Mm-hmm.
He got a bat that was just a little bit heavier because he felt like he was getting through the zone too quickly. Now, the second he broke out of it, he went back to the old bat because that other one, he said it felt like it was breaking his wrists every time. But I don't know, just conversation there. But overall, your team, we haven't talked about this yet, 3-2 win over Dodge City. A really, really good win over a WAC team.
Yeah, and Dodge City, to their credit, they played really well the other night. We got, again, good pitching performances on the mound. Rafa Chavez started for us. We're able to get a lead, and then Kona Bordy did a great job coming in relief and maintaining that lead for us. And then Daxton Minton hasn't been able to pitch as much lately, dealing with a little bit of arm issue, but he came in and closed it down for us. And the Dodge City game the other night, I thought was one of those games where we finally executed all the way through. We cleaned up our defensive mistakes. We did a better job of moving runners around. We didn't always score them when we needed to, but we did a better job of moving guys around. So it was a great win. And I keep telling these guys too, every game we've been in, with the exception of maybe the second game of Pratt, 8-4, we've been in close games. And the more of these close games that we are in and we learn how to finish games, it's only going to make us better in the postseason.
There is something to be said for winning being a habit. And if you get used to performing in close games, like you said, obviously, if you could win every game 100-0, obviously, yeah, you run away with that. But you're not always going to be able to do that. And so getting experience in close games early in the season and getting guys used to those high-pressure moments, I think can go a long way.
It definitely does. And, in my experience, I've been coaching for a long time, and we've had some really good teams come through here. And I've always felt like the teams that were out there just hanging 10 runs up every game and run ruling everybody, when we get to the postseason and all of a sudden now we're in a 3-2 game or, a 2-run game or whatever, it seems like the moment can get to those guys. And honestly, I think with as young and inexperienced as we are right now, the more of these close games that we're in, it only just pushes us to be that much better and to be comfortable in those moments. And one thing too, I'll say, we try to simulate as best as we can those type of pressure situations in practice. We're always trying to put pressure on our guys so that they're used to that feeling, but they've done a good job handling it overall so far. I feel like we haven't had anybody just break down in those moments.
So you've got Liberal coming up Friday. It's actually the day that we're airing this. So you've got Liberal coming up for the listeners tonight, and then a string of WAC teams. You've got to have a bunch of WAC teams here kind of in the middle of the season, one after the other. So how is the WAC shaping up so far?
The WAC is, ironically, I was just talking to Zach Shipley, Dodge City's coach, before our game the other day, and we all kind of thought this going into the season, but it's shaping out to be this way. The WAC is wide open for everybody. All of the schools in the WAC right now are in a similar position as far as nobody has tons of returning players. Hayes is a little bit, I feel like, older than everybody else. They've got a lot more juniors and seniors, but as far as just varsity experience, we're all kind of in the same boat. And so, right now, if we can string some wins together in the WAC, everything's wide open still.
Tell me about this. I've had conversations with, other play-by-play guys and some media covering sports in Kansas. The scheduling thing. What are your thoughts on the whole 2-1 thing and driving down to Liberal to play one game and then drive back? Those kinds of things that people are kind of the nightmare scenario that people come up with. But what do you think about the way scheduling has been handled here by Keisha?
It's different than what we grew up with. And even to throw in on that, they added 6 more games 2 years ago. Yep. And honestly, I think it's made things tough in one sense. The kids do get more games, which is great that they're getting more experience. At the same time, if you're not a deep pitching staff, adding those 6 games in can really complicate things. You're trying to figure out how you're going to manage those games and stuff like that. But, to answer your question specifically about the single games, I wouldn't say I love them, and I wouldn't say I hate them. They do have a postseason feel to them, so I think that's a good thing. On the flip side of that, it's not the traditional way that we've all been used to it, so it's a different schedule to that. And when I say a different schedule, I'm talking as far as, your JV plays a game first, so your varsity team is sitting there watching. And so that is a different way to prepare our guys. But what we're trying to look at it as now is, whether we like it or hate it, it's a postseason feel. So there may be a game, depending on our seeding, in regionals where we have to sit and watch the first game and we play the second game, or we win the first game, we've got to sit a game in between and then go play the championship game. We're really just trying to look at it as that type of feel and use it to benefit us as much as possible.
Tell us about Liberal.
Liberal's going to be, again, I feel like I keep saying this, they're going to be a lot like us. They've got a couple young guys that played varsity last year. I know Coach Olmstead's son is going to be one of them that will be a pretty good kid. I really think they're going to be a similar team to us as far as they're going to go out there, they're going to pitch pretty well, and probably not have anybody that's super overpowering, but they're going to be in the zone. And then offensively, I really look for them to play a lot of small ball. That's kind of been the MO of everybody on the WAC this year because nobody has, a bunch of home run power on their team. So we're kind of seeing those same things over and over.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck.
All right, thank you.
That's head coach Michael Stedinger of Great Bend Baseball joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach Stett. Great dude, easy to talk to, and loves talking ball, and so do I. So, yeah, Great Bend Baseball against Liberal tonight, assuming the weather holds up. It's cloudy, it's a little bit nasty, but I'm thinking, fingers crossed, that it's going to stay dry. We'll see. Hold on, I have a weather satellite I can pull up. I didn't think to do so until right now, but if I can pull up my my little thing here up here, yeah, we've got nothing around us right now. It's cloudy outside, it's a little gray, it's a little gross, but as far as actual accumulation of cloud cover or anything like that, no, we are absolutely clear. So for the moment, looks like we're going to be okay. Hoping that holds through tonight and into tomorrow, because I'm supposed to be calling Barton and Hutchinson in a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon into evening. So hopefully that holds off as well. Sports Day is brought to you in part by Curran Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend Showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320 or visit redcedarland.com. All right, we're going to hit our next break, but when we come back, we'll talk to Carson DeBose, head coach of Barton Community College softball. Softball team is doing a little bit better as their season goes on, and again, we recorded this conversation on Tuesday, so we're missing the, I believe, a doubleheader sweep. Hold on, let me check. Let me not just guess at this. We have technology. Yeah, Barton got 2 wins over Pratt on Wednesday, so we're talking about this Pratt matchup again because this was recorded on Tuesday before we were 100% sure that the Royals were moving their games up to that Tuesday afternoon. So it's a fun conversation with Carson DeBose. She's great to talk to, and her team doing a little bit better, and they've got Hutch on Saturday. So fun things, all fun things. So that's coming up right after this break. You're listening to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320. Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Parents, if your student is planning for college this fall, Barton Community College enrollment days make the process simple. In one visit, your student can meet with advisors, choose classes, explore financial aid, and get everything set for the semester ahead. Barton's team is here to guide them every step of the way. Sign up for a Barton enrollment day and get started today. Go to enroll.bartoncccc.edu.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Get active with Rec Sports. Youth and adult baseball and softball leagues are now forming. Don't miss out on the summer baseball and softball leagues for all ages and abilities. Sign up today. Online registration is available at greatbendrec.com. Deadline April 12th.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the Rec.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
The Royals and White Sox square off in Game 2.
Jensen rips it high in the air, deep to right field. Capus looks up, it's into the seats, a home run. Carter Jensen's gone deep, his team leading third home run of the year.
It's the Royals and White Sox at the K. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Royals baseball is brought to you by Advanced Truck and Diesel, Next Tech, Sunflower Diversified Services, Mayo Money Management, Crown Toyota, All Weather Roofing, and Gleason Landscaping.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, joined now by Carson Rose, Barton College softball coach. It's been 2 weeks since you've been in, but I would say a pretty successful 2 weeks for your team since the last time we spoke.
Yep, it's been a whirlwind. Some good games, some bad games. Still working through some things, but excited for what's to come.
So let's go through it kind of series by series here. Dodge City, this first game, it feels like the kind of game that a coach can be proud of. I mean, a 10-9 win. I believe there was a comeback effort in this game as well, and it's the kind of thing that you keep preaching is just fight. And if you're just fighting, you've got a better chance to come out.
Yeah, I think I said a few times ago that we spoke that they're definitely not a team to overlook. They're on the up and up, and I knew that they were going to be hard games. Super proud of our fight and effort. Morgan Thatcher with the grand slam, and then Charlie Wheeler coming in to close it in a really tight spot that game. And did it well, and it was exciting, and she was pumped to get to do that.
The Garden series over on the road at Garden. This is a very strange sequence. It feels like, as you look at it, and okay, game 1, 23-10. That's a great win. You get it in 5 innings, but in the next game, your team is the one that gets run ruled, and it's the word of the season so far. Consistency.
Yeah,
has been a little hard to come across.
Yeah. Obviously was not very happy at all with that situation. Bottom line, we have to keep the ball in the yard when we're pitching and, defensively, and we're struggling to do that right now. Now Garden City can hit. But yeah, I was not happy with that situation. That shouldn't have happened that way. But we're going to learn from it, grow from it, and we'll be better next time.
That's all you can do, right? I mean, you're at the point of a season where I don't want to say you are who you are. You can obviously keep getting better, but there is a point where you can stop making major leaps and you just have to work on incremental improvements. And I guess the question is, when you look at the kind of games that you have dropped so far, what are the areas you think your team can improve the most?
Honestly, I tell them all the time, it's not a softball issue. We have the talent. It's a focus and consistency issue. We have to be focused for 14 innings, and that's where we're struggling. That's something that comes from within with the girls. I can't coach energy and effort. It has to come from within them because we are capable and we are talented enough to do it. And that's really where my frustration comes is we don't have a softball problem. And I want to make that clear. This is a very talented group of athletes. But it's just remembering the big picture and understanding that splits will only get us so far. We have got to start sweeping people if we want to make it big.
So the next series that we want to talk about, originally we were going to broadcast this one. You move it up a day and we're not able to, but it doesn't appear that we missed the game of the century, Coach. Northwest Tech is a program that's struggling in a lot of ways right now, and your team goes out there and gets the job done.
Yes. Girls had a lot of fun. We took care of business as we were supposed to. That's, again, the expectation. We celebrate the little things, but I remind them that is the expectation, and they just simply did their job. But it was still a lot of fun, a lot of good pieces. Everybody got an opportunity to play within those 2 games. We had girls step up that haven't got as much opportunity as others who came in and did a job when they were needed to and took care of business.
So Coach, let's talk more about kind of the macro stuff at this point in the season. What are some of the players that have kind of, I don't want to say stepped up, because I feel like you've answered that question before. Who's a player that surprised you so far?
Oh, that's a good question. Again, I always go back to Ellie. It's not that she surprised me. It's just, again, she's like what we call her last time?
The silent assassin,
yes,
I think. Yeah.
And you just never know what's going through her mind. She doesn't show emotion, and it can be a really good thing in our sport to be that way. Like, I wish that she would celebrate herself a little bit more than what she does. And, she hates it, but every time that she does something well, I call her out in front of the team, and it's not to embarrass her, but it's because she needs to know how proud of her that I am and how much we appreciate her. Because she's one of those that nothing's ever good enough. And again, I appreciate that. But she has stepped up for us in ways that, I knew she was capable. But she's just really stepped up. So she's been a lot of fun to watch, and her growth and all of those things.
It's kind of funny. I sat next to Ellie's mom. Didn't know it was her until we started speaking a little bit. But the Colby series where she got the win in game 2, and she kind of said the same thing of she hates the attention. She hates being in the spotlight, but she's obviously so incredibly talented and a local kid as well from Hoisington.
Yes. And it's funny that, somebody who doesn't like the spotlight becomes a pitcher because the ball is in your hand, like you were running the game. But again, that's why I always try to acknowledge her accomplishments in front of the team, because just because she's quiet and shy doesn't mean that we can't celebrate her. Even if she hates it in the moment, I hope she walks away knowing that like her team has her back and we're super proud of her. So super excited to see what she continues to do for us. You know, a lot of softball left, and I know that's hard to believe, but there really is a lot of games left. And if I can speak on one more, if we have time.
Go for it. Yeah, we've got time.
Addison Crockett. We've dealt with a handful of injuries this season, and it's no excuse. It's part of the game. Addison Crockett has sat back, worked her tail off. I have heard no complaints. The kid will do anything and everything that is asked of her. And she was finally given her opportunity. And when I tell you this kid has gone off, she has taken advantage of her opportunity and has stepped up in, a major way for us. And it's been really cool to watch because, you know, no offense, in today's day and age, it's always the blame game and it's coach's fault and this, that, and the other. She has just put her head down and worked. And now she's getting to show off that work when she was finally given her chance. And, that deserves recognition, to sit back and not be given opportunity immediately, but to trust the process, trust in this program, see the big picture, and then when given opportunity, be mentally prepared to go do it. And that's exactly what she's done.
There's one other thing that stood out to me in kind of looking at stats, getting ready for this talk, and Carter Alvord, a name that you've brought up a ton.
Yeah.
She has not struck out this year.
You better knock on wood now. What are you doing? I'm
sorry.
Superstitious.
Okay, fair enough. I apologize.
If she does, I'm blaming it on
all right,
you.
That's fair. You have every right to. But let's talk about some other stuff. She's hitting .469.
Yes.
The highest batting average on the team for players that play. She started every game, too. And just to be kind of the sophomore centerpiece is kind of been her role this year.
Yep. She's a go-getter. She's uber competitive. She gets pissed, and I love it. I think it's great. And me and her have a really good relationship. I can tell her to pull her head out and to figure it out, and I can be very matter-of-fact with her, and there's no hurt feelings. It is, she'll nod her head, yes, coach, and get after it. If I need something handled within the team, I go to her. But she's a workhorse, and she wants to be great, and that's why she is great. She's not scared of the work. She's strong. I can't say anything bad about the kid. She's great.
That's awesome. It's good to have someone like that as a coach you can consistently rely on. You've got Pratt coming up. Tell us about the Beavers.
Again, they had a coaching change at the beginning of the year. So they've seen some ups and downs. I think they're still working through some things. But definitely not somebody you can overlook. They can swing it. We just have to play Barton softball at the end of the day, and that's what I'm trying to get these girls to understand. Regardless of who is in that other dugout, if we stay true to our work and focus on us and not outside factors or who's in the other dugout, we will compete and we will give ourselves a true chance. And I think that's the biggest thing. So just go play Barton softball, lots of energy. We get to play at home again, which is always fun. The girls love that. Play Barton softball and stay focused.
Coach, best of luck. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
That's head coach Carson DeBose of Barton Community College softball joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach DeBose. My favorite thing with Coach DeBose when she comes in is we record 15 of the 30-ish minutes that we actually talk to each other. She's really easy to talk to, and she knows that I love softball, and so she wants to talk softball with me. And I think she's a heck of a coach too, just from what she's been able to do in the past and the kind of person that she is. I think she demands a lot of her players, and I mean she's said as much. She's a very demanding coach, but she's doing it to get these girls better at what they want to do. And so yeah, it was a great day for Barton, as they got I believe a 10-8 comeback win in game 1, and then a really impressive 4-0 win in game 2 against Pratt. They'll be on the road Saturday taking on Hutchinson, and I believe Hutch is. Let me Google this. Hutchinson softball. Hutch is good at everything, right? So certainly it can't discount them in any sport. Yeah, they're 27-11 overall, 16-4 in conference play. Barton, following those wins, is now 22-16. They are 14-6 overall. So it should be a really fun series. We will have the weekend set against Seward County next week for Barton softball. Should be an interesting matchup. Seward, I don't think, is very great, but we'll see, right? We will have baseball against Hutchinson this weekend. That's first pitch is set for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Again, assuming that the rain holds off. Yada yada. You've heard me give the spiel already. Sports Day is brought to you in part by Equity Bank. There when you need them, bank local, save big. With in-person banking and business banking, visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and in Larned. Also by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. It is kind of a shame. I really loved calling Barton basketball. I had a whole lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to do it again next year. I did want to get more Barton baseball and softball in than I'm going to be able to this year, just because weather and games being moved and basketball going as long as it did, which, again, super grateful for that. Going to the national tournament was incredible, just to see all those teams, the fans, and kind of get set up courtside the way I did. It was awesome, and certainly wouldn't have it in any other way. I did miss out on some of the games that I wanted to call for Barton baseball and softball, but I'm glad we get to catch that up now, and I'm hoping that both of these teams go a super long way, and I can follow them in the postseason and figure out what they're doing. Region tournaments, not determined yet for baseball, but it'll be in Dodge City for softball, and likely going to be carrying all of softball's games in Dodge City. Still not set in stone, but just to give a heads up of what you can expect if you're listening for Cougar Athletics. But yeah, as far as what's happening tonight, Great Bend baseball taking on Liberal. I believe first pitch is set for 4, I want to say. Show up earlier than that just in case. Actually, can I Google this? I've Googled a lot here in the last couple of minutes, I should say. Great Bend baseball. Yeah, it does not give a start time online. I believe they're going to start at 4. So, but we actually have this up on GreatBendPost.com. Hold on. Why am I on Max Preps? We have this. Also, we're filming this. You can go to GreatBendPost.com and you can watch it if you have subscribed for Panther basketball. You can also go and watch this baseball game because Mike Hesher will be on the call of that game this evening. Here's my play-by-play schedule. That game starts at 4, so we'll go on the air at 3:45. Be sure to check it out. Should be a really fun time. All right, we got to hit our final break of the show. When we come back, we'll talk about the upcoming weekend. You're listening to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Service from people you know. Quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor. And don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Barton Community College, in partnership with Golden Key Group, proudly offers the nation's first associate degree in federal human resources. This online program prepares anyone for remote federal HR careers across the government. Service members and military spouses can use My CAA or GI Bill benefits to take the next step toward a flexible, rewarding career from wherever you are. Learn more at federalhr.bartonccc.edu.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Cine Doors, this is Cindy.
Do you have any residential doors?
Yes, we do. We just got a full shipment of standard residential doors in.
Papa said we have a load.
Hadley, you can't say that.
Papa does.
Boy, am I in trouble now.
I'll take care of both of you later.
We know how hard residential doors are to find right now, so hurry while supplies last.
Way to change the subject, Dad. You're not off the hook yet.
Hey, announcer, help me out of this.
C&E Doors, Great Bend, and Hayes.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
The Royals and White Sox square off in Game 2.
Jensen rips it high in the air, deep to right field. Capus looks up, it's into the seats, a home run. Carter Jensen's gone deep, his team-leading 3rd home run of the year.
It's the Royals and White Sox at the K. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Royals baseball is brought to you by Advanced Truck and Diesel, Next Tech, Sunflower Diversified Services, Mayo Money Management, Crown Toyota, All Weather Roofing, and Gleason Landscaping. Welcome back into Sports Day. Final couple of minutes of the show here this week. Show is brought to you by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also brought to you by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff of Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. So what's coming up this weekend? Well, I'll tell you about it. We have the finale of the regular season of the NBA. We are about ready for seeding. I believe this weekend will be the final game or 2 games for all the 30 NBA teams. Should be an interesting watch. You've also got the Masters, obviously. That'll be on ESPN all weekend. Round 2 currently underway. Rounds 3 and 4, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday at the Masters. Yeah, you get it. Should be, like I said, the only time I ever care about golf. What else is happening? You've got Great Bend Baseball tonight. Again, on air, 3:45. First pitch set for 4. You can listen over on B1043 The Point. You can also watch it online at greatbendpost.com. Click the link, pay the bill, and you get access to the game. That's kind of how that sucker works. You've heard me make the pitch enough. If you've been listening to this show for a while, but greatbendpost.com, go ahead. Mike Hesher on the call of that one. Obviously, you've got Major League Baseball underway. The Royals in a series with the White Sox. They badly need to take these next 3. Please, if you're the Royals, take the next 3 because the White Sox aren't good. The Royals badly need to win like an 8-4 game. Just put up a big number that's not ridiculously large and feels sustainable, feels like you can put up enough times. Win like a 5-2, an 8-4, like I said, something like that, where it's kind of comfortable in the end, but you still have to put up a good number of runs to get something going. You can't keep losing games 2-0 and winning games 3-2. You know, you need a number bigger than 3. I think you need a couple of numbers bigger than 3 in these final 3 games against the White Sox. So that's more what I'm looking for. I feel like the starting pitching is going to be good because it just has been for the Royals. Cole Reagans looks to be not too badly dinged up after he got that comebacker off his hand when was that? That was the finale against the Guardians. He looks to be okay, like he'll come back after maybe not too much missed time. Hopefully not any, but I don't think Matt Quatrero has said whether or not that'll be the case yet. But the starting pitching is going to be good. You need the offense to get going, man. You need to see the offense do something good. Hang a crooked number. Go for 5 tonight. I want to see 5 runs in all 3 of these games for the Royals. If we come back on Monday and the Royals have not scored 5 runs and have not scored 15 runs over these 3 games, I think we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have issues. And so that's what's coming up again this weekend. Regular season basketball comes to a close in the NBA. You've got the Royals all weekend, obviously, right here on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. And again, the Great Bend Panthers on the baseball diamond tonight at 4 o'clock over on B1043 The Point. Also watch that on greatbendpost.com. Want to shout this out one more time again. It's how I started the show. It's how I'm going to end it because obviously there are bigger things than sports that happen in the world sometimes. And we've had something like that happen in this community here lately. So I want to again give out the number, the Center for Counseling and Consultation, 24/7 crisis support if you need it. 620-792-2544, 620-792-2544. Give them a call if you just need help. This is not something that people deal with a lot, and we're grateful for that. But luckily, when something like this does happen, we have somewhere we can turn. So give the center a call if you need to. And again, they've been out at Great Bend Middle School today, offering support to students and staff alike. So it's never easy when a crisis hits, and luckily we've got somewhere we can turn. 620-792-2544. Big thanks to everybody who has watched, listened, tuned in, seen one interview or all of them in the shows we've had this week. Big thanks to head coach Michael Stedinger of Great Bend Baseball and Carson DeBose of Barton Community College Softball. Those are 2 of our weeklies, and they're great always to talk to. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the video feed and the cameras all week. Big thanks to you for watching and listening, tuning in. Like I said, whether you're just watching today's show, whether you just watched one interview, or you watched all of them, whether you found the show this week, or you've been watching since we brought it back on the air back in early August. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you'll do the same thing next week. I'm Brant Daughtry. Thanks for having me. That'll do it for this week. Same time, same place, Monday at 12:30. Garrett Fitzpatrick is in for Water Cooler Monday. We'll bring the show to you then. This has been Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.